Good morning, it is Thursday in the archipelago. What's going on? I'm zmoT. Apparently Brawl Stars has gone global. Congrats Supercell. This video has nothing to do with Brawl Stars though. We are sticking to the booming of the beaches and keeping the sculptor working. And today is the War Factory day. Really hope that we have new prototypes, but I would not hold your breath. Okay, so we have one of the easiest War Factory layouts there is to solo. However, it's been complicated a bit. Usually there's shock launchers over here. Today we have grapplers, lots and lots of lasers, which are going to cause a lot of problems. Now, thankfully, there are 5, which is going to mean that we're just going to have to deal with 2 shocks. Super simple. We're going to use a shock on the lasers and the mortar, and we're going to use a shock on these lasers and the machine guns. Now, that means we need to make a kill zone. We're going to get rid of these 4 mortars using GBE because they are fairly wimpy as far as health goes. And we need to get rid of only 1 rocket launcher, and we'll get rid of that laser beam at the same time. I do not have endless reserves, so this is going to have to be as careful as I possibly can. I'm going to keep it as simple as possible, lose as few troops as possible. We're going to drop Everspark, push the button, and then flare the rocket launcher. Should only need 1 smoke. Look at that. 1 smoke, and the job is done. If Everspark walks out of the smoke and throws the hack, it's not a big deal. We're just going to let her die now. Down goes the 1 rocket launcher. Usually those sniper towers are all rockets as well. A little bit fortunate for us. Should be able to use all sorts of GBE on this hit, get rid of all of the things, and then we'll just keep simplifying from there. First task is definitely these mortars though. Like I said, they don't have a lot of health, so we can focus on these, use our first attack, get rid of them, and look at that. We've got a nice kill zone far from this rocket launcher, and pretty good start. Can't use any other GBE. We're just going to retreat now. Pretty good start. We got, at this point, if you're confident with smokes, you can just make your way to the back. I'm not going to do that though, because that laser at shore can be a problem. This laser right here, it's got about, so realistically, you could smoke your troops up there, flash kill it, and get rid of it. We're not going to do that though, trying to keep it as simple as possible. We're just going to use GBE. Chances are we can't get completely rid of it. I can usually do about 50,000 damage, so unless we get really lucky with our barrages landing, not going to get it on our first run. So my watch is beeping like crazy. Looks like I actually remembered to put Do Not Disturb on for my phone, which is good. Let's get rid of both of these. See, didn't quite get it down. Can never quite do enough GBE to get 54,000. I think we can usually do about 51, so I'm going to guess this has about 3,000 health left. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so we did more than usual. Must have got a little bit lucky with the barrages. The barrages send 15 rockets, and sometimes all of them land. Sometimes you get like 11. Usually it's about 86% is the number that I like to work with when it comes to that. We've got a shock over here. This laser is not going to be a factor. So really, we're ready to hit the core. I'm just thinking how we can use 1 more attack to clean things up just a little bit. You know what? We might as well get rid of these rockets too. I'm going to send Sparky in. We'll get rid of these 2 rockets, and that should get us to the point where our landing should be super safe. If we gap, it shouldn't be a problem. So first thing we're going to do, get rid of that laser. We'll drop Everspark in. Now the problem is that the sniper towers are fairly damaged, so Everspark's going to target them by default, so we're going to have to be fairly reasonable on our smoke timer. As soon as that smoke timer gets to 0, we'll throw another smoke because the gunboat is a little bit a ways. See, I threw it too early because I was trying to panic. So the gunboat is fairly close to shore. That distance is how you want to gauge your smokes. We can get to about 0 and then throw our smokes. I push down, and as soon as the timer runs out, I let go of the button, and down goes our first universal remote. Then we're going to flare our... Did I flare the second? Yeah, I did. Whoops. Didn't see the flare come out, so I was a little bit over cautious. Down goes our second sniper tower, or not sniper tower, rocket launcher. Now our landing should be super, super easy. So the only thing left, I suppose, is let's throw our GBE on these sniper towers. Sniper towers take, I think, 1 Zooka every 1.5 seconds or something like that. So if we can happen to get rid of them, we'll be in good shape. If not, not the end of the world. Looks like it's probably going to be not, but we'll find out in a moment once the barragings happen. Okay, so did not get them down. Not the end of the world, though, because they're just sniper towers. And maybe, just maybe, we got them to the point where we can actually gain GBE. That's a little sneaky trick that you can use once in a while. See, they're both under 3,000 health or so, which means if we use 1 artillery, we'll go from 3 GBE up to 6. A little bit fortunate there. Let's get brick loaded. We definitely want brick for this core hit. And now let's hit the core. Now with grapplers and boom cannons and snipers in range of shore, you're gonna want to gaps. You're gonna want to smoke, but we can gap the smokes, and not as long as your gaps aren't super huge, you should be fine. We're gonna go like so, starting way over here, just using the right edge of that supply crate. And then we're going to drop our next smoke in this corner. If we have gaps, it's not the end of the world. And then we're going to flare right to this corner. And again, gaps are not the worst thing in the world until you get close to those lasers. And then you want to tighten things up and make sure you have good overlap. Do not want gaps anywhere near lasers because they will fry your face off. Now we're going to throw 2 smokes at the end. 1 over there, 1 over here. Did I have a gap there somewhere? Looks like I did. I lost 1 Zooka there somewhere. And now we're going to flare back behind. We only need 2 shocks. We're going to shock nice and early, 1 and 2. And that should do it for us. Hopefully Brick does not die first. Looks like she didn't. And let's use a second battle orders instead of something else. Down goes the War Factory. Only lost, what is that? 1, 2, 3, a bunch of Zookas. Like, I'm gonna guess 9 maybe. Very easy War Factory. You can solo this if you're confident with your smokes, but you'll have to be definitely tighter at shore than I was. So that's it. That is all. War Factory, very easy. Let's switch over to my other account and we'll do it without using smoke. I assume it can be done. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, as we said yesterday. Let's just show you the stats here quickly before we do that. HQ18 unboosted, level 18 Zookas, very easy. Here's my statues for those of you who are wondering. We've got 5 GBE, 3 troop damage, and the wonderful Power Stone chance. We'll be back in 1 second. If you're wondering why I keep doing that, it's because people have been trying to fish my account or try and guess my account, so I figure there's no point showing it on the internet. Now, this account also does not have endless reserves, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful with all of the things. So, but again, we're not going to use any smoke except for with Everspark. With Everspark, you should always use smoke. I'm going to drop her into here. We definitely lost the delay. Not a huge deal, though. I'm going to come out here. Now, because I flared that 1 rocket launcher, the second one is not going to be in range because she walks straight towards the one that I flared. So we're going to mark a second one. Double tap. Now, if you don't know how to double tap, just press the smoke and then press the button. That's all it takes to double tap. I will do a video on this because I keep getting asked. Just look for the button to light up. That's the only important bits. Now we're going to use the remainder of our GBE back here on the mortars, just like we did with our low-level account. Trying to keep this going as much as we can. Retreat as quickly as we can. And at this point, we're basically doing the exact same thing as the HQ18, except for we hacked all of the rocket launchers just in the first attack as opposed to doing it later on. Let's get rid of this laser using GBE. Should be much easier than our low level. But again, we're just doing mostly the same things. Laser is gone. We're just doing them in 1 fewer attacks, I think, maybe. there's that. Now, the next concern is going to be these lasers. I'm actually going to get rid of these lasers because we do have higher level GBE, and we're not going to use smoke or do a core hit. So, ideally, I probably would not have all Zookas loaded, but Zookas are, or can be useful without smoke as well. So we're going to give them a shot and just see how well we can do. Going to use probably 4 attacks of GBE though, just to get as clean as a hit as we can. I don't see the point in doing it in one most times. I've said this 5,000 times, but I really wish for every unused War Factory hit you used, you got an intel. Just give us 1 intel per unused attack. That way I would actually try to solo it. Right now, we just dumb it down as much as we can, and if there was actually a reason to solo, it would be fantastic. I would love to actually try to solo it, but there's just no point. So nonetheless, let's get into here. These layouts are very easy to solo for high level players who have been doing operation hits for a while. There's just not most players who are doing high level operations aren't even attacking War Factory. So if you're not even attacking War Factory and you're just watching for the sake of watching, thank you, hello, I appreciate it. Anyways, let's get rid of this laser. It's going to be very, very tight to get rid of these 2 lasers. I don't know if it's actually going to happen. At this point, we're ready to hit the core. Like, we're just going to walk all the way to the left. I'm going to bring in, let's use some diamonds. Let's bring in a couple boats of rifles just to get some rifles. Rifles are very, very helpful when it comes to single shot defenses. And let's go. I'm going to clear the entire left and use all of my GBE to get rid of that last remaining laser, hopefully. There we go. So now we're just going to drop. First things first, we're going to make sure that we drop our rifles first, because that is so critical when it comes to getting this stuff happening. And we're going to get over nice and close, get our rifles out front, and that should basically get War Factory down. And if it doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised. We've got lots of critters, we've got lots of rifles, so we should be able to get this down without a lot of difficulty. Gonna get rid of that last laser. Let's get over back into here. Oh, we got hit by a laser. I did not see that laser, but thankfully we managed to get far enough away that we didn't lose all that many troops. Our critters are helping us out here. I think I almost lost Everspark, which would have been very, very bad for our for this hit. Without Everspark, it would have been... Actually, no, she didn't get hit. It was just Zookas that got hit a little bit. Once we get in close with this machine gun, I'm going to throw a shock as soon as that goes down, just to keep our rifles alive. Rifles are the key to this attack. The more troops you can have that can get shot in the face, the better. Now, next up, we're going to move way back away from that laser, because I almost got my Zookas killed by that. Okay, so that should do it. I mean, realistically, we took this down with no smoke. I mean, smoking Everspark doesn't really count in my books. Very, very easy War Factory. Use Rifle Zooka, head to the left, deal with the mortars, and you should be in great shape. Use your GBE, or just use smoke. I prefer smoke. This way also works, though. Overall, very, very easy War Factory. Lasers out of the way, low health stuff. And this was fairly straightforward. No shields, which typically makes War Factory very, very straightforward. So anyways, that's it. That's all. War Factory on a low-level account, or mid-level account, and a high-level account. Let me know how you did it, what you used, all of that sort of fun stuff, and I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm zmoT. Peace!